wretched sinner, lost and left to die. Oh, raise your head, for love is passing by.
My name is Mariah and I'm going to share my testimony with you of God's grace in my life.
Come to Jesus and live.
In my earlier years, I was raised in a family that went to church on Sundays, so I was just kind of dragged there along. And when I was about 8 years old, that summer, our church was having a VBS, and I decided to go along with a friend.
Carried far away, and precious blood.
And the very first day, the pastor preached a sermon on how Jesus Christ did come as a sinless man and died on the cross for my sins, and that he was buried and rose again and went to prepare a place for anyone who would accept his gift. And it was right at that moment I knew that I hadn't done that. And so I responded to the invitation, and August 1st, 2003 was when I accepted Jesus Christ into my heart. My family life hadn't changed much, so from about probably 8 to 13, I was still kind of just doing the same thing. I knew I was saved, but there wasn't much growth. But when I was 13, a speaker came to our church who talked about the steps to pleasing God, and the second of which was baptism. And I realized that I wanted to please God, and it was my desire to, but I hadn't gone past salvation, so I went forward after that, and when I was 13, was baptized. Things went well after that, and when I was 16, I realized that I was in control of my life too much, and that was when God convicted me to just dedicate my life to Him, whatever He had for me, whether it was full-time ministry or missions or just simply being a mother or working. I just wanted to give my life as a vessel for Him to use and not to be in control. Since then, God's just been working in my life in different ways, and He continues to show me things from His Word, places that convict me to change. So I'm going to Baptist Bible College to be an English major and do a little bit of journalism and things like that to be able to get an editorial position at a publishing house. And I'm looking forward to more growth, and I know more will come because I'm far from perfect, but that is where I am as of now.
There's a cry in my heart for your glory to fall, for your presence to fill up my senses. There's a yearning.
Hi, I'm Janie, and I'm going to share with you my testimony. When I was about 6 years old, my mom told me that I needed to accept Jesus in my life because I was a sinner, and she told me all about Jesus dying on the cross for my sins. And at 6 years old, that really made me want to change my life because I did not realize that I was a sinner.
What do I have if I don't have you, Jesus? What in this life could mean anymore? You are my...
I had went to church with them, but never really got too deep into it. So at 6 years old, I accepted Him. And from that point on, I went to church. I read my Bible occasionally, but there wasn't a huge change. I knew that I was saved, but I wasn't really living my life for Him. So then at about 16 years old, I had watched other kids in my church go through what they call a profession of faith, but it took me a really long time to decide whether I wanted to do that or not. And there's a verse in the Bible that says, if you deny me before men, then my Father in heaven will deny you. And that really kind of scared me and made me think, like, why aren't I taking the next step? Why aren't I willing to stand up on stage and tell others about my faith when Jesus was willing to die on the cross for me? So when I was 17, I go through a profession of faith and stand before our congregation and tell them that I was a believer. And from that moment on, I've been be a lot more involved in church activities, going on missions trips, and staying strong in my faith, and I only hope that it will grow stronger. Since profession of faith, I've noticed a better relationship with my parents. Definitely, we talk more. There's a lot less fighting going on, and even the relationships with my friends has been better, because before I wouldn't have said anything to them about God. Didn't even really know my testimony very well before. Didn't want to share it, but now it's a lot easier to talk about it, and I feel that my faith has increased a lot. And now, since I am going to be graduating,
To graduate, I plan on going into interior designing, and I have always wanted to go into that because I feel like that's one of the gifts God has given me, and I hope that some way through that I can witness to others.
I know I need you. I need to love.
Hello, I'm Mariah Hirsch. I go to Montezuma High School, and I'm a senior this year. And I'll be telling you guys my testimony. I grew up in a Christian family. I was drugged to church every Sunday, have to sit, go through the motions for years and years and years. When I was in first grade, I started going to summer camps at the Nazarene Church in Des Moines with my grandma and grandpa Hirsch. So I would stay there for a week, go to my summer camps, and those were just my vacations. I wasn't learning anything. Probably when I went to my first Young Life camp, when I was going to be a freshman, that was a big change for me. I still wasn't really strong in my faith then. I wouldn't as strong as I should have been. But I'd say when I went to Crooked Creek in Colorado, the summer going into my junior year is when it really got serious. I really buckled down. I started reading my Bible a lot more, praying a lot more. I felt like my faith was really strong there. And then the summer going into senior year, I still hadn't known what I wanted to be yet. Even though I was going to be a senior, I should have known. I struggled a lot with finding out what I wanted to do in the future. For the longest time, I thought I was born to be on TV, talk on the news, go into broadcasting, work with newspapers, all that stuff. Then the summer going into my senior year, I went on a mission trip to St. Louis, and I worked a lot with little kids. I babysat all summer, so I was primarily with kids throughout the whole summer, which I felt right there is when God told me what my passion truly was, which was becoming a teacher. So this coming August, I will be going to Simpson to be a teacher. Junior high English. I'm really good at English.
When you can feel the times that you question, is this for real?
I'm Morgan Elizondo, and I am definitely all for one.
I'm Mariah Hirsch, and I'm all for one.
I am Janie, and I am all for one.